Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Zoda CEO, seven-figure business owner, entrepreneur, and former Navy veteran. Now, coming up the ranks and owning my own business, I've learned a lot about finances, and I'm going to be sharing them with you on this channel. Today, we're going to be talking about credit, how the scores affect you, what they mean, and why credit is your key to financial freedom. So let's get into it.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Zoe here, back. All right, so we're about to get into the PowerPoint, understanding credit, why credit is your best source of leverage. Okay, so what exactly goes into a credit report? All right, the credit scores are calculated using a lot of information. All right, your credit report is tracking your borrowing and payment history. All right, so on there, you'll find your personal information, your name, address, employment history. You'll see your debt history. Okay, how well you've managed your loans, credit cards, mortgages, or anything like that. Those are your reported accounts. Okay. And then you have rent and phone bills. Now, they usually don't report to your personal credit report, but I am going to link some tools in the description below so you can actually get credit for reporting your rent and reporting your cell phone bill as long as you pay it on time. All right. It can boost your score from about 10 to 40 points. All right. Depending on where your score is right now. Okay. So, what is a credit score? It's a 3-digit number, usually between 300 and 850, that lenders are using to determine whether to give you credit or not. All right. And the credit can come for home loans, car loans, credit cards. All right. Any of these instruments that require you to borrow and pay an interest rate. All right. This is what's getting checked. Okay. Now, who's tracking your credit score? Okay. So you got the big three over there: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. All right. Each of them collect data and store your credit information, but they don't always have the exact same data. Okay. So this is why your score might vary between the three bureaus. There are also companies like FICO and Vantage Score that are using this data to calculate scores based on their algorithms. So even if your credit report stays the same, you might see variations in your score between FICO and Vantage because they have different algorithms. All right. Now, different lenders do use different algorithms. So it's important to pay attention to that information as well. Okay. Now, what kind of things affect the credit score? Okay. So you got your payment history, right? Making payments on time increases your score, but the late payments are detrimental, okay? And this is the biggest chunk of your credit score, right? This is 35%. So you got to make sure this is up to date. Credit utilization. This is a percentage of your available credit, all right, that's available to you. Using less of your credit limit improves your score. Now, this is 30% of your credit score, okay? Length of credit history. The longer you've had credit accounts, the better your score will be, okay? This is 15% of your score, okay? Types of credit, having a mix of credit types, credit cards, student loans, mortgages, car loans. This can boost your credit score, right? I always say you want to have 7 to 10 different type of accounts on your credit report. They don't have to always be all active. Okay, they can be closed accounts, but as long as they have good reporting history, you definitely want to leave them on your credit report. All right. And one thing that I forgot to put on here that shouldn't be left off is new credit, right? New credit is 10% of your credit score. And this is basically opening new lines of credit. Now, you want to limit how many times you're opening new lines of credit because if you open too many in a short amount of time, all right, this will be detrimental to your score. Okay. Now, why does your credit score matter? Okay. Now, you see the whips over here, you see the car. This is exactly why it matters. A low or non existent credit score can prevent you from renting an apartment, getting a loan for a house or a car, receiving affordable insurance rates. In some cases, even getting hired, as some employers do check credit history when making hiring decisions. Now, I know, when I was enlisting into the military, that was actually one of the things that was holding up my security clearance was my credit history because it was so jacked up, right? And, I had to go through some credit counseling, things like that to get the score up. But, you know, it can be detrimental. All right. The system, right? We always talk about the system. We have to make sure that we are using the system in our favor, but we also have to know how the system is working against us, right? The system often makes it harder for people without established credit or those who face other barriers, such as racial discrimination, to get ahead. Historically, credit worthiness was based on personal relationships like walking into the bank and things of that nature. But today, it's all about numbers. What can we put into the algorithm, right? So not everyone has equal access. Now, skip one. All right. Credit is key to financial freedom. All right. We got to talk about, ways to improve your credit score on an individual level, right? And so you definitely want to pay off your high interest loans first. Okay, whether that be and more times than not, that's going to be credit cards because they tend to have the highest interest rates. All right, but you want to pay the high interest loans first. All right, make sure you set up any, payments that are due monthly, put them on auto pay so you don't avoid any late fees. All right, ask your lender to apply extra payments directly to the loan principal so this can help you pay down that loan faster. All right, but bigger changes definitely need to happen to make the system fair for everyone. Some lawmakers are trying to limit the use of credit scores in decisions that aren't about lending, such as employment and insurance, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. Additionally, companies are exploring ways to include more everyday financial behaviors like paying rent or paying bills and credit scores. Like I said, we're going to have that service link below in the description so you can use that. But having access to credit becomes essential for participation in the American life. We talk about the American dream, having the house, nice car. All right. A lot of this stuff you cannot do without good credit. All right. And it can become difficult to achieve major financial goals, such as buying your forever house or getting that government job. While improving your credit score with smart financial habits, it's important to have the conversation not only with others, but have the conversation with yourself. Am I on the right track? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do to make sure my credit is good? All right. And how can you make the credit system work for you? Okay. So in the description below, I'm gonna have a link to our community Legacy Builders Collective. Okay. In that group, we have about 25 strong members who are actively participating, learning how to interpret their credit reports, fix their credit reports, all right, and ultimately get more personal funding and also build some businesses. But the first part is the personal part, right? Like I said, you got to have that conversation with yourself. Am I doing this the right way? Am I uh, utilizing this leverage that I can in the best way? All right. And if not, come take a look at our group. We can definitely help you out. We'll have links to the description and everything below. We out of here.